And if you are starting out as a content creator, this is your sign to believe in yourself and to keep the consistency going. Because if you're not doing it for the result of it, you're at least learning a lot of things in the way, and you're at least showing up for yourself. And I think that's the most beautiful part. This is more like an activity for myself where I am overcoming my fears, and this is one of them where I have to sit in front of a camera and talk. So I have prepped my skin with a toner. I use this toner from Foxtail. I have used hyaluronic serum from Foxtail as well. I really like Foxtail. I just think all of their products suit me a lot better than any other brands. And I have prepped my skin with these two products. If you want, you can use a moisturizer, but my skin is very oily, so I prefer to use this hyaluronic serum. And I also want to talk about how nice it is for me to create content even if only 2 people are watching it, and why you should create content too. Because when you're making content, you're romanticizing everything that's around you. So if I'm taking a picture of the sunset, and the sunset is so beautiful, and I'm just romanticizing it, and I'm thinking of all the other creative ways that I can put it into content, or how I can put a quote around it, or how I can make a reel out of it. It is just, there are so many creative ways that you think when you see a sunset, if you are looking at the sunset with the mindset of creating content. But if I am not in that mindset where I want to create content, I would just walk past it. And I would literally just walk past it, because I'd be so busy in my scrolling or in my life that I wouldn't even think of romanticizing the sunset. As you can see, I've concealed my under eyes with a concealer that is 1 shade darker than my actual shade of concealer. And this might also look a bit yellow, but we are gonna cover this with like a lighter shade of concealer. If I am in that perspective of creating content, I am forced to look upon the beauty of the life. I am romanticizing my life in a different way, because when I am creating content and when I'm looking for things that I can record in my life, I am appreciating the little things. And isn't that the whole point? I am forced to go out of my room. I am forced to look upon the things. I am forced to appreciate them. I am forced to make content. And I am forced to romanticize my own life. And you should also start creating content. So what my motive here is that I really want to stop consuming. I want to start creating, so that I can get out of that doom scrolling phase, and I can look what's happening around me. I can appreciate what is happening around me. And that is also something that should matter to you. Even if your videos are getting watched by 2 people, make it happen. Start creating. You are going to be so grateful, and you're going to be so thankful once you start creating content, because you learn consistency. Now next, we are choosing a concealer that is of my shade. You can see this is much lighter than that. My hands are so tanned. So you see, this is not that yellow. And now that I've blended my concealer, this is a trust the process moment, okay? You can use any kind of blush you want. I am just using a lip tint. I don't know what tint is this. It's a random one from Thailand. Just make a cute hat. And I know when initially we're starting content creation, I have also started content creation right now. There is so much of motivation in us, and we're just focused on making content and just praying for a video to reach in the millions or something. But when it eventually doesn't happen, and when you're hit with the reality that you'll have to be consistent with it, you just get hit with that, and then you have to eventually get in terms with that. So if you are also starting out your content creation journey and you need a motivation to keep going and keep the consistency, here's your sign. Keep doing it. You should keep doing it, because you're not just doing it for the result of all. You are also learning a lot of things that maybe people who are not creating content are not aware of, and it's something that is going to teach you a lot of lessons. Why not? Why not? That's the mascara. and this is the look that I go to college with. This is my basic makeup routine. And if you have started making content and if you are starting out as a content creator, this is your sign to believe in yourself and to keep the consistency going, because if you're not doing it for the result of it, you're at least learning a lot of things in the way, and you're at least showing up for yourself. And I think that's the most beautiful part. Thanks. Bye bye.